Oh my God, Bo, did you hear the one about income-based repayment?
When income based repayment is no joke, it's a trap.
Let's get into it.
So it is finally nearing the end of January. Very excited. Good times. Looked back at this worksheet here. This debt payoff worksheet was done in December of 2023. So
Mm-hmm.
this has been over a year. And Wynn has been on income based repayment for his student loans. So how much lower do you think this one is? It's been at a 3.4% interest rate.
Sounds
Minimum,
modest to me.
yep, minimum payment $3.58. Guess how much it went down? Guess.
Um, $300.
Nope. It went up about $60. It went up from $5,423 to $5,488 in a year. Yep.
So how that happens is the minimum payment is never. First of all, the minimum payment that they recommend is never enough to cover the interest. So you're paying principal and interest, which just compounds and compounds.
Yep. So it really it depends on your income. But generally speaking, income-based repayment is meant to not cover the interest until you make enough money so that you can be on a regular repayment plan. So if your income doesn't go up, you'll literally never pay these off. And that is a freaking travesty.
Good use of the word
As
travesty.
Thank you. I like to look at this as a reminder every time of how much of a trap this is and how much we need to get these paid off, because the interest rates are relatively low, but it's still a trap. It's an
Yeah.
absolute trap. Okay.
One last thing. Just in case anybody doesn't know, anytime you have loans like this, there's a principal amount and an interest amount. The interest is added on top of the principal, and whatever you pay toward it, they put toward the interest first. So how much you owe at the core doesn't go down, and that's how it just keeps growing.
Yep. When you're on a payment plan that doesn't cover the whole interest,
That
that means the basis of what you borrowed in the first place doesn't go down until you start paying more. So onward to the first thing. So since we haven't been showing the debt in a little bit, that means we actually get to color. You want to pick a color? This
green.
little lovely. This little tracker here is for S&M Collections. This is one of Wynn's collections account, the only one that's left. So currently he owes $1,400. And it started at 2050, so 2050 minus, good grief, this is not flat.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so 2050 minus 1400 is 650. So 650 of this has been paid off. He pays $50 a month. And 650 divided by 2050, because that's how much each of these little spaces is worth. So divided by $20.50 equals 31. So we should be at 31 here.
I like that.
So 20, we're currently at 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And this is 30 and 31. So you have two spaces to color.
I love it.
Very exciting times.
So while I color these in, I just want to explain to anybody who's wondering why, if this debt is so relatively small compared to the other debts that we are looking at paying down, why don't we just knock it out? There's a very specific reason for that. When I talked to the collector, I was very polite and I arranged for a steady payment of $50 on the condition that they not charge any more interest. So this debt is not going to grow, so we are in no hurry to pay it off quickly. We just keep knocking it out, $50 at a time, and this one is no kind of problem.
Correct. So next is Pain.
The aptly named.
Yes. So Pain and Panic are actually two parts of one consolidation loan. So they have to be paid at the same time. So we can't focus the payments on one of them in particular. We have to pay them both at the same time. So it's been a little bit of a struggle. But now that now that I'm paying every 2 weeks instead of every week on this, it makes it easier. So Pain started at $12,493.37, and it's currently at 10,000.
189.42.
So $2,303.95 has been paid off so far, and divide that by how much each space is. There's 100 spaces, so each space is $124.93. So divide it by 124.93. So we should be at 18.
Yay, progress.
So we're currently at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we get to color 2 spaces.
I picked green.
Yay!
Please get in the comments if you recognize immediately what Disney movie Pain and Panic are from.
Yes, Wynn named his student loans after Disney characters. I thought it was hilarious and adorable.
Debts can be paid off and closed, but only villains can be vanquished.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so next is Panic.
I said what I said.
Yeah, you did. So Panic started at $22,049.06, and we subtract what it is now, which is $21,089.95.
Mm-hmm.
So $959 has been paid off.
Divide that by 220.49.
So we should be at 4.
Still counts.
Yes.
I picked green again.
It's still progress.
We get 1.5.
Yes. I get very frustrated with these larger student loan amounts because the trackers that I use track by percentage, so you can actually see like how much progress you're making, not just how many payments you're making. So I feel like only being 4% done is kind of discouraging, but
hot garbage.
it's a very high amount for a debt. Like Pain and Panic, we're not anticipating them being paid off for like 3 years, which is very frustrating, especially because there are so many budgeters that I watch on YouTube that have like smaller debts, so you can see them like making big progress and knocking stuff out, but we can't really do that because his student loans are just so high.
And we really want this one to bite the dust, so we're sticking with this savings tracker.
Yes, I really like this. Most of these trackers are from Debt Free Charts, who I absolutely love. I absolutely love Debt Free Charts because I like to see percentage of progress rather than number of payments or number of times saved. But now, the moment of truth. Total debt, y'all. Oh my goodness. So we started with $68,423.56. We currently have $44,059.08 of debt. So $24,364.48 has been paid off. That's crazy.
That's more than Panic.
Yep. So that is for this year. Well, for this past year. So divide that by how much each piece is. So each piece is for $342.12. So divided by 342.12. So we should be at 71,
Hey,
which means we can color 2 boxes.
that's hot.
I really like doing this every couple weeks instead of every week because it's actual progress. It's actual progress.
And I picked green.
Yeah, you do.
Very excited about green today.
Green is the color of money.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
And one more.
Uno más.
Yes. I love making progress. This is so much more encouraging than like the way we've been doing it, which felt like it was not doing the thing. It was not making progress. Okay. So, now we get to savings. That was the debt. Now we get to savings. So, summer pay is the first thing coming up. We are adding $381.
For a grand total of 3,000.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
We're adding $381 to the $26.46 that was already there. So that equals $3,027. And then we divide that by how much each of these icons is. So divide it by 60. So we should be at 50.
And, of course, you know what color I'm going to pick? Orange. It's orange.
Yes.
50. I love it.
Yes. Me too.
It's a nice round number.
I really like the fact that getting to 50 means that Win is halfway to saving for summer.
I'm trying, y'all.
And it's the end of January now, so he still has February, March, April, and May. So he has 4 months left to save. I think we'll make some decent progress as long as he gets full paychecks. That's really the key.
That part.
Yep. Okay, so next is mine. So insurance. Insurance is going to get, and this is car and renter's insurance. So that's going to get $26. And that's added to the $24.47 that we previously had. So that's $24.73 total. And divide that by how much each of these spaces is. Each one is $42.69. So divide it by $42.69 equals 57. So we should be at 57. I'm not making any progress. But you know what though? It's 57.9. So we're going to color half. We're going to color half of one. So 54, 55, 56, 57. We're going to color half because it's more than a half, and I feel like progress.
Yay!
Yay! But yeah, we only added $26, and each space is worth $42.69, so we can't color a whole one. But I'm gonna take that half. and I'm gonna be happy about it. Okay. And then we have car maintenance. Car maintenance is actually going to be making progress. So we're adding $111. We're adding that to the $448 that was already there. So we should be at $559. And divide that by 10, because that's how much each of these little spaces are. So we should be at 55.9. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna go right here. So this is gonna be the last one I'm gonna fill in. If you didn't know, the car maintenance fund for us it's kind of like a car emergency fund, but it's for any kind of maintenance. So this way, if we have a big bucket of money to pull from, when I get oil changes or need to get my brakes done or need to get new tires, whatever I need to do, the money will already be there, and then I can just work on replacing it the next year instead of like coming up with the money at the time. And that's the main point of these savings goals in the first place, is making it so that you already have the money when things come up, so that you're not like trying to struggle and figure out where this money's going to come from every time. I really don't like that. I really don't like having to figure out where money's going to come from or where I can make extra money or where I can cut things. I'd much rather just save up in advance, and then when it happens and I can just deal with it at the time. So very excited about that. And mind you, I don't know how many times I've said this explicitly, but this amount here, this is how much I'm adding this school year to this fund. This is not actually how much money is in the fund. It's how much is being added this school year. So next school year, it'll probably be 1,000 again. But that's not because I will have spent 1,000. It's just because that's how much I'm adding. So I just wanted to make that clear in case it wasn't before. And Christmas time! It's Christmas time! So for
Nothing says
Christmas...
Christmas like Halloween.
Nightmare Before Christmas. So this is a deck of cards savings challenge that we're using for Christmas, and using Nightmare Before Christmas playing cards to save up $500 for Christmas. So we are pulling 2 cards because we want to have this saved in 6 months instead of a year. 52 cards, 52 weeks, you know? But we're doing this in 6 months. So it's card number 1. And
Not that one.
card number, yes, this one. Card number 2.
Okay.
Okay, so 4 and an 8. So we are saving $12. So four of spades and 8 of spades, which I am a-okay with. So because that is $12, right? 8 plus 4 is 12, right?
Correct.
Okay, fantastic. I can do basic math. Huzzah! So because that is $12, that means Christmas is at $142 so far, which is great. Which also means we got to figure out how much is being added to the school fund. So there was $281 left to save this week. So 281 minus 12 for Christmas equals 269. So that is how much is going to the school fund. So let's write that down. 269. And we're going to add that to what's already in there. So plus 1049. So 1318.
That's hot.
Yep. And divide that by 20 because that's how much each of these little doodles are. So we should be at 65. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65 should be 1, 2, 3.
Wait.
Huh?
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61,
No,
2,
no.
3, 4, 5.
No. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So that's 60. So okay. Let me make it make sense. So this is 10.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh,
9,
yep.
10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Thank you.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So does that make more sense now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're so patient.
I love you. And
Yeah, you
also, some other people might be wondering why I was counting like that too. So it's fine. I'm going to put these pages underneath so that this mat is not sinking the paper. Okay. So, I know.
One of us can do basic math.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Both of us can do basic math.
Oh,
You teach math.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes I don't know what it is. Like we learn this math in elementary school, but for some reason applying it to your budget seems different. even though this is exactly why we learned word problems, as frustrating as those were in school. This is why we learned word problems, so we could apply things to real life and figure out like how life works in terms of math.
So, fun fact and nerdy aside, all learning that happens in the brain happens in the context of what we already know. I'm not going to explain that fully here because that's not what you tuned in for. But if you had a question about that, feel free to ask in the comments.
Yes. Wynn is full of educational little tidbits.
Mm-hmm.
It's like his specialty.
It's absolutely my jam.
But yeah, so with school, I know I've said it before, but school is the lowest priority right now. And that's not because education is a low priority. It's because there's already over $30,000 in the education fund. So it doesn't necessarily need to grow super fast right now. Because what we have is enough for the school that's coming up in the next year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a super high priority because there are other things that are more urgent right now.
That said, the future doesn't get here on its own, so we do have to put some work into saving for it.
Yes, but like let's be very real. We're not going to need more than $30,000 in anytime soon for education.
Challenge accepted.
Oh
No,
my
I'm just
goodness!
kidding. I'm kidding. Don't listen to me. I want to. Is that all for?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to go back real quick to something Bo was saying earlier. She mentioned that she has learned to save up for things in advance, so that when the time comes that it needs to be paid, the money's already sitting there, ready to be taken care of. There's no panicking, scrounging around, trying to make things work. You already did the hard work. And that's why budget beats broke every time.
And never forget that you deserve financial stability. And I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.